WWE are said to be extremely concerned about a top star. Elsewhere, we have the backstage reaction to CM Punk's surprise appearance at NXT Deadline, and an NXT superstar is set to make their SmackDown debut. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everyone, Jack and Ross here with the Monday Morning News. WWE are said to be extremely concerned, Ross, about one of their top superstars.
Yeah, it's Charlotte Flair. Of course, she wrestled Asuka on Friday's SmackDown. It was a relatively short match, but it was short because of a big, dirty, horrible reason. We're not sure if it happened off the top of the moonsault off the top rope to the floor, or there was a spot where Charlotte Flair, of course, fell from the top rope to the mat, but she's hurt herself, and that's where the concern lays.
Yes, PW Insider have given an update on the situation, saying that Charlotte Flair was originally scheduled for this weekend's WWE live events, but was pulled after being hurt while wrestling Asuka on Friday Night SmackDown. There has been no concrete update on Flair, beyond some being extremely concerned that the knee injury could be fairly serious. The first thing that came to mind when I learned that Charlotte was injured on SmackDown was that she had to have factored quite heavily into their plans heading into WrestleMania as well.
It felt like her and Bianca Belair had the same story, then eventually one of them would go to WrestleMania, the other one would not go to WrestleMania. Okay. Or a different WrestleMania match. Because they're both taking down all of Damage Control before getting to Io Sky. So I guess now Bianca's like, no.
Yeah, maybe.
What a shame, Charlotte.
It could be that maybe she's just been pulled as a precaution and that she'll be all right sooner than that. But if she is out for even like the beginning of the road to WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble, that sort of thing, then it could lead to a bit of, they might have to change some booking plans on the fly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Obviously we hope that Charlotte gets well soon and everything. We often rinse Charlotte's character, the babyface character, because she's not acting like a babyface. But Charlotte the wrestler, very good. She'll be a big miss for as long as she's out to the women's division.
The booking of the character makes you forget how good she is at times, which is a bit of a shame, but that's their fault for doing that to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the best brand in the best brand in NXT, the best brand in all of WWE, NXT, because it was Deadline on Saturday. Iron Survivor matches, title changes, one title change, and a whole host of other exciting things. But the biggest shock, maybe, came at the start of the show.
It was all top tier, apart from the start. Because Shawn Michaels, the sexy boy himself, and his good old pal CM Punk, they took to the ring, clearly without a script. It wasn't really landing. Yeah. The CM Punk was seemingly cut off by his own music when he tried to do that final beat of a promo, which didn't quite land inside the arena. It was a little bit awkward, but I guess the magnitude of Shawn Michaels and CM Punk being together, taking selfies and whatnot, that was that was the big thing we're supposed to take away from the segment.
It reminded me a little bit of, like on a Raw anniversary show or like a season, like one of the ones where all the old lads come back.
Yeah.
And the Clique clearly it's just Triple H and his pals messing around.
Yeah.
CM Punk's now one of the Clique. He's now the bloke messing about with his pals.
But more importantly, everybody, just in case you missed the show, CM Punk closed that promo by saying, could he sign to Raw, could he sign to SmackDown, or could he be the newest superstar in NXT? Could CM Punk be the newest superstar in NXT? Alongside Boa, alongside the Lexus King, alongside Come Tuesday.
The thought of it is just mind-boggling to me. I can't imagine CM Punk sat in an Andre Chase lecture with his red merch on.
Oh, I could.
Oh, dear
Fantastic. Anyway.
Now, here it's been speculated a little bit that maybe the term suck it had been banned because of, I think you mentioned Shawn's music nearly it did cut him off at the end of his promo. But House of Wrestling has confirmed with a WWE source that Michaels is allowed to say that on WWE TV. It likely just did not fit the moment. It was also noted that screaming suck it is usually a way to close a segment, and the two were just getting started. I don't know if that's completely accurate. I feel like whoever Nick Hausman's WWE source is trying to play a bit of damage limitation there.
I was going to say, because normally they back in the day. That could be a close, but also it could just be you throw it in there in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
I guess because Punk sort of like had a go. Can we say that sort of thing on here? Is that the sort of thing we can do? So I guess this is where the news is coming from.
There was also an update from House of Wrestling as well on the atmosphere behind the scenes with Punk at NXT. They said backstage, we're told Punk was at the venue most of the day and was described as being great around everyone. Paul Levesque was in the building for the show, and Punk's interactions with the WWE CCO were legit very good. Those that they've spoken to close to Punk continue to talk about how happy he is and that he's just looking to keep riding the wave that he's on. His appearance on the show caught many off guard, and it does not appear to have been well known. Although he did tease it, I think, on Instagram or somewhere.
He said on SmackDown as well he had a meeting penned in with Shawn Michaels over the weekend, but I didn't foresee an appearance at Deadline.
No.
Goodness me, no.
What do you think of the him just being a happy lad backstage.
It's hard to believe, but I guess while he's fresh in the company, still he had the what's it called, the honeymoon period in AEW for sure. So maybe we're still in that honeymoon period now, just hoping things don't go off the rails like they have done other places.
I'm hoping that it's a little bit what I think you and quite a few other people have suggested, where it's like he's being overly nice in these segments. Although the SmackDown one planted a lot of potential seeds for potential, but every other time he's just been like, I love you guys, I'm glad to be back. And if he does then turn in kayfabe, turn heel or do something dastardly, then it makes all those original positive messages seem really insidious. And I think that's a good story.
It's the one that writes itself, isn't it? But I'm happy for Cora Jade, me. Being backstage at NXT with CM Punk, the lady who, I guess, inspired her to being part of the wrestling. Inspired her life choices we saw in that autograph signing way back in the day.
And she made her return as well at Deadline. She came out and she hit Lyra Valkyria from behind, and then she made the crucial mistake of raising the title. Don't raise the title before you've won the title. Yes, we should mention there's a video out on the channel now. If you enjoyed WWE's Golden Era Part 1, Part 2 is now out on the channel. Big shout out to everyone involved in that. Sam Driver, Justin Henry, and Matthew Stewart.
Yeah, I believe it's a 4-part series. This was Part 2. I think there was 2,000 people watching it live, which tells you how good it is.
It's been
so if you missed
received.
out live, go and watch it now.
Now, let's talk about an indie standout who is potentially, she has perhaps confirmed herself that she's about to join WWE this past weekend at Mission Pro Wrestling.
I think that's Thunder Rosa's promotion, is it not? Maddie Renkowski vacated her MPW tag team title, declaring that she is moving on to bigger and better things. What could that mean, Jack?
But there has been reports floating around that she's been signed to NXT and will be reporting to the Performance Center imminently, joining other recent indie signups like Jay Malachi, Lucky Ali, and Brogan Finley.
And CM Punk.
And CM Punk, big indie talent signing there. Fair play to Maddie Renkowski. She seems like, I'm not too familiar with her, but from what I've seen, she seems to be like quite a big personality, quite charismatic, and maybe that's the sort of thing you need, because you go to the Performance Center and learn to wrestle in WWE's way. Then that can often like you become lost in the mess of everybody there. But if you've got your own distinct personality, then maybe she can stand out a lot more.
And of course, the attention's now turned to what gimmick and name she will be given as part of NXT, especially now that the breakout tournament brackets have been announced. We've got the Legal Eagle involved. That's a gimmick involved in the men's one. I'm sure there's going to be ones involved in the women's as well. So what gimmick will she get?
Hasn't the women's one already happened?
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I thought they were doing linear with each other.
No. But that doesn't stop the fun gimmicks in NXT.
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely not.
I know nothing.
Could also, yes, they can. I was about to say, could an NXT star be making their SmackDown debut this week? But it's already been confirmed via Shawn Michaels on WWE socials.
Yeah, it's Carmelo Hayes. I guess it just makes sense after what he's done everything, isn't he? In NXT, it's Carmelo Hayes. He'll be in the tournament for Logan Paul's United States Championship.
Yeah, he's going to face Grayson Waller in a quarterfinal match this coming Friday, and I reckon he'll win the match.
I think he'll win as well.
Yeah.
If it was Austin Theory, I'd be like, yes, he's definitely winning. But the fact it's Grayson Waller, maybe there's a bit more doubt.
And I think on the nearest side of the bracket to this matchup is Owens versus Theory. And maybe my prediction was too hasty there, because it would make sense for Owens to be Theory and then Waller in the next round. I'd like for Hayes to win, though.
Yeah, big time. Are we going for Owens and Logan Paul at WrestleMania? Is the early contender?
Is it at Mania?
After the angle that they've done last week, and then... But he's back in there now, isn't he? I don't know.
If it's at Mania, then Owens can feasibly not win. He doesn't have to win the tournament. He could lose now, and then they could build it up for later on.
I don't know.
But anyway, that'll be very interesting to keep an eye on. Carmelo Hayes was one of the people who won his match at NXT Deadline. He doesn't seem to be done with NXT yet, because right at the end of the show...
Oh, man, it was heartbreaking. Tantalising.
Oh, yeah, when Trick Williams came out to stare down Ilya Dragunov because he's the new number one contender, Hayes was... I don't know the word to describe it, lurking
behind him. He was like a tiger, wasn't he? Like a tiger stalking its prey. Then they cut the show off, so we don't know what was going to happen. We'll have to find out on Tuesday night. Come Tuesday, we'll know what his intentions were.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching this news video. We will have another one later on today as well. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll see you very soon.